Well, next is Bill Davis, who is doing a build along for us of a LaBelle kit of a closed vestibule baggage car in O scale. Bill, welcome.
This is where we left off last time. We'd worked out the corners of the roof, and now we're going to go on to detailing this roof and detailing this body out and getting it painted and finished up. So the next thing here we got going on is I like to, when I'm doing a passenger car, I like to get the tar paper look on the roof. And so I found that by using medical paper tape, it works out really nice, gives it a nice texture. So before I do that, I laid out the roofing. The spacing here is roughly every 3.5 feet. So the paper tape's about 4 inches wide. Let's look at, there's the paper tape. I get that from Walgreens. Actually, I got that from the hospital I used to work for with, 15, 20 years ago. So I have a lot of it around, but you can buy it at Walgreens. It's like 2 rolls for, I don't know, $4, and they'll go a long ways. And it's just a paper tape. Some comes with shredded edges, some comes with smooth edges. The one I had shredded edges, so I had to cut those edges off, at least on one side. But this paper tape you see here doesn't have the shredded edges on it. So now that part you saw before, let's go back to a second here. This part here where I had the lines laid out here, here's what it looks like now that I put the tape on it. And I did the ends so that they cover the on a different direction than the main part of the roof is done. And it's adhesive tape, so you just put it down and stick it on there. But it has a nice texture to it. So then I added over the doors, I added the rain diverters, and I added in the clear story window parts there. And when you do the clear story part, there is a blue strip. There's a blue strip of wood that's used there, and that's what these little pieces are in each one of the sections here. Now let's see. Now the ends also have the rain diverters on there, so that they don't have water just come pouring down on whoever's trying to get into the car or out of the car, get things moved and stuff. The smoke jack is a casting from the kit. The roof vents are a casting from the kit. The smoke jack is a casting from the kit. These are the rain diverters. So here's the roof completed. Now these vents, I laid them out. I come up 8.5 feet on this end, 8.5 feet on this end, and then 9.5 feet apart. Each one of these puts a total of 6 on the roof. The kit comes with 1 smoke jack. I happen to have another smoke jack of the same type in my collection of parts. So I put one on both ends of it, so the poor guys working in this baggage car don't freeze on one end and get burned on the other end from all the heat from the stove in the one end. So this is what the roof looks like. I put a little brace so I can hold it up to look at it. But this is what the roof looks like with all this clear story part done, the vents all in place, and all that. So one of the parts we hadn't put on here yet was the brake wheel. They had a block here that was designed to hold the brake wheel. I drilled a hole in the bottom, and it's like the chain in the bottom, and brought it down through a hole that I drilled here as well in the bottom of the buffer. I guess that's a buffer block. I don't know here. And I slipped it through the, there's a grab iron here. So I slipped it through that grab iron. And then I mounted the brake wheel by using a Grant Line nut bolt washer casting I had in my collection of castings. You can see a little better here how the chain goes down through, and I drilled how the chain goes down through, and I drilled a pretty good size hole here to get this through. So it's chain would have, in theory, would have slipped through there pretty easily when they were tightening the brake wheel. So for the underframe, we have to put on there some truss rods. And so I located these 14 feet from the end. And I located this right on the edge of the baggage car doors because that's what it showed on the plan. And then for the truss rods, I used the wire that they provided in the kit. That was a mistake. That wire is extremely soft, and I've had nothing but headaches with it. I should have used like some piano wire and stuff. Martin had uses that surgical silk, but I thought that was a little bit lightweight for this car. So I used a little heavier thing. I did cut the center out of the turnbuckles here. And I found that the way these turnbuckles are designed is they snap onto the truss rods. They don't go through it. And it's kind of a weird way it works out, but it did work out okay. For some reason, they had this plastic piece go across. I had a piece go across here. I used some 10,000 plastic there, or 15,000 plastic by 100 to make this piece across here, this brace piece across. So that gets us our truss rods for the car. And here's a side view. As you see, that wire is, like I said, pretty soft, so it was kind of a headache. And I bent it more than one time. I had to straighten it more than one time. So I wish I'd used a piano wire instead of that, or some kind of steel wire. So here's the car to this point. We got the truss rods underneath it. We've got the brake wheel installed. We got the truss rods underneath. I painted this with Badger Pullman green. The roof is painted with actually a craft paint that matches real well for weathered black. And so that's it. So that's what that part there. The underframe is going to be painted the same way. So in order to put the steps on, let's go back a second here. In order to put the steps on here, there are steps that go here. I want to make sure they got to be in the center of the baggage car door. And so I added, I made myself a little jig. I like making little jigs for stuff. So I made this little jig to locate where the pins go to hold the steps in place. All that is a piece of 1/4-inch channel or 3/8 channel. I can't remember what it was, or maybe 5/16 channel, glued together, and the hole is drilled in the right location. And this is the correct length between the two ends of the baggage car door. And I just turned the model upside down, put that against there, started the two holes, and they were always in the same location. So everything came out to be the same on all 4 doors. So this has been installed now. Here's the baggage car step already installed in the car. And the gas tank underneath. So now I've added from there I added the brake cylinder and the air tank. I didn't go for putting all the rigging underneath there. I just didn't do that. Something I could always do in the future if I decide to do that. I added the end grab irons here. And this is what it looks like when it was painted black, using the same paint that I used on the roof. And that pretty much completes what the underframe looks like. And this is the finished model. I don't have a pair of trucks for it right now, so I made a couple blocks for it to sit on so I could photograph it. I will look. I'm not sure what kind of trucks I'm going to end up getting for this. I have a friend who works for a hobby shop here in Raleigh, and he runs the O-scale section, so I'll see what kind of trucks he can come up with for me for this. And that's another view of it. After I touched the paint up, made sure that the gloss was done, and added the clear story windows. There's a sheet of frosted plastic material for the upper windows, and the rest of the windows are just clear acetate. And that's it.